What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wild West Cards and Collectibles. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody has been making some improvements on their collecting and investing journeys. Wanted to touch base really quick and just kind of, I wanted to kind of complete, in fact, that's what I'll do right now. I'll go ahead and complete the part of the little video series I was going to do on basically on trying to take books from Goodwill that you bought for 50% off, good hardbacks with dust covers for like $3.50, and then going and taking them to like a local bookstore and making a profit in store credit by trading those books in for a good store that needs them, that's going to profit for, that's still going to take them, and they're going to go make profit from them as well. So you're just kind of like arbitraging something to grow a little value towards collecting something else. Like, so and here's an example, right? So when I went, I'll just kind of finish telling the story first. So when I went, it didn't work. I'm just going to be honest with you, it failed. Now, and here's where it's awesome, okay? Because I didn't completely fail. So what I mean when I failed was I had this big stack of books, this huge stack of fucking hardback books, and I push them across the table, and they're like, yep, we'll call you in 20 minutes or so, let you know what we're going to offer you, if anything. And so I come back eventually, and there's my books, and there's two stacks, a little stack and a big stack. And they're like, well, we'll take this little stack, and we'll give you this for it, but we don't want the other books. We don't want them at all. We're not going to buy them at all. We're not even going to offer you 50 cents, $1 for them. We got enough of this kind of a book, and we don't want them. I'm like, shit, because I just spent all this time collecting these big hardback books. I spent time peeling Goodwill labels off of all of them, making sure that I didn't damage the dust covers or damage the books. Gosh, I had some good stuff, and honestly, there was parts of it that I was amazed that they didn't want to take. And granted, let me just put it this way, right? As a lot of bookstores are, they lean very left politically, which I don't like. It doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care about that necessarily. But other than for the fact that it does influence in a way what they're willing to buy, you know what I mean? You can't bring certain types of things that are gonna, I don't want to go too deep into that. I'm just gonna say, you don't want to be bringing a lot of, let's just say like personal development books that, maybe are written by people that that they're not gonna agree with, right? Or something like that, because they're gonna be less inclined to want to put them on their shelves because it just goes less with their own personal political ideologies. I don't want to go too deep into that, like I said. Because it doesn't matter to me what anybody else believes. It's just something that's important to keep in mind if you're going to be collecting books to try to bring to them, hoping they're going to give you money for them. Don't be bringing them books that they're obviously going to be averse to, just personally, because they'll just reject them. It's not hard for them to just, books they take in, the stores that I'm going to, they take in so many different kinds of items that books are easy to turn down. So you really got to have, so now, what I have learned. So this is where, here we go. So I got $30 for my books, for the ones that they took. That covered all of the money that I spent, right? So I didn't lose any financial money, like dollars technically. I lost time, and all the time it took me to do the things I said that I was going to do, but I didn't lose any money necessarily. And now that I gained a level of information, I basically am, let me put it this way, like I'm paid at this point. I didn't make the money I thought I was going to make from the books, like all these, like 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, the complete audio version on disc. Like it's in perfect, immaculate, unused condition. It's like a $35 item. Like that was something I thought for sure they were going to take. Because this is, like I said before, this is the kind of thing that, a company will buy and loaned to different leaders to utilize and things like that. I mean, obviously, the sad truth is that many of this type of content is accessible through YouTube now. You can go on and listen to many different types of personal development books for free, audio versions on YouTube. So I guess I can get it, and maybe that's what they're thinking, and maybe perhaps even where they're coming from as to why they didn't want it. But either way, it helped me to learn what they are looking for and what they will take, so that when I do decide to come back, or when I'm at Goodwill still continuing to hunt more books to continue to do the same purpose, I'll be able to do that very effectively. Oh my goodness, I got a shaded up front spot. And I'm actually kind of hoping that the guy that went through my books last time isn't here today, because if he's not here today, I'm going to let a different person run through all of the books. That's another little thing. You know, I don't think that that's dishonest. Maybe that guy didn't, the one buyer for that day, didn't find the value in some of the books that I had brought. You know, I'll bring them again a different day and throw in some new stuff, bring it all in, and hey, maybe he ends up picking out a couple things that before he rejected. So that's a little tip or a trick too that you can use. But at the end of the day, like I said, I ended up making my money back and getting the knowledge of like, okay, they want things that are somewhat more unique, you know, things that are a little less common. Not murder mysteries and, you know, Clive Cussler and James Patterson and, you know what I mean? Things like that. They got enough murder mysteries and all that kind of stuff. So it's got to be maybe a more unique, like, religious book, a hardback religious book. Maybe it's a unique cultural book, hardback. Maybe it's a unique historical book, hardback. You know, one's written in different areas from different perspectives. Like, it basically just allows me to now more accurately understand the kinds of things that they are looking for and the kinds of things I can hunt to bring to trade. But I'm here now. I have my credit still from the last time, and so I'm going to go in and just take a look, because ultimately, so one of the books that they have right now, they have an immaculate collector's copy of the book 1984 by George Orwell, and I would definitely like to own that book. It's $100, and it's the thing is that books that are worth $100 are hard to sell for $100. It's just a fact. You know, it's a rare phenomenon for people to collect books, but I think they're just incredible. Like, it's so important. I think it's something I feel in my heart and in my soul. Books are something that need to be respected, they need to be cherished, they need to be shared, and the importance of them needs to be continually grown. Literacy is down in our country. It's upon us to share the beauty and how incredible a book can be. I don't mean to go into a long preachy thing, but books are how I've helped to develop myself throughout my life. They have developed me. My just taking the time to read the book and open up my mind, it allows for the development that I would never have otherwise achieved. My ability to speak, everything about my vocabulary, it all came from reading books. And I'm an uneducated man. I did not have a high school diploma. I didn't graduate college. But I can speak and carry a conversation with people who have, without them knowing that I haven't, only because of the time and the effort that I have spent cultivating my vocabulary, my ability to speak. And that has come almost entirely from reading. So I just am so passionate about it. I'm super passionate about it. And so I like to do this kind of a thing where I trade in books and share books and make sure that they stay in places where they're going to be appreciated and valued and you know, viewable to people. So anyway, read a book. I promise you, if you take the time to get into a good book that you'll enjoy, the experience of reading a good book, it's better than watching the best movie you could ever see in a major motion picture. I think maybe they're comparable. the best movie you could ever see in a major motion picture, like actually seeing it in a theater. Maybe they're comparable, but it's close. And because the imagination experience, it's not confined to a director or the capabilities of their technology or anything like that. Your imagination will be able to come up with the things that a film was never able to. And you'll learn through reading just how incredible your imagination actually is. So, enough preaching, enough talking. I'm here. I'm going to go inside and see if they got some cool stuff, and maybe see if I can get them to take a couple books off me. Anyway, love y'all. Wish me luck. Check back in later.